The purpose of this video is to explain how to use something called a gathering grid to conduct research for social studies or some other kind of social science or humanities research project. A gathering grid is exactly what it sounds like. It is a grid with rows and columns. And across the top, it's got some headings for the columns. And then as you conduct the research, you will fill in the rows underneath those headings. So the first step is to create a deep inquiry question that will cover the topic that you would like to research, and that can be broken up into smaller sub-questions or more specific questions relating to parts of the larger inquiry. And as you conduct the research, you will write the information that you find that answers the questions beside each of the questions and under the source of information that you found that answer in, which will be labeled at the top of the gathering grid. I got the idea of using gathering grids from the Right on Track resource over 20 years ago, and I have been using it with my elementary and middle school students ever since. Once you generate a large inquiry question, in this case, my inquiry question is related to the topic of the Mongol Empire between 1100 and 1400, and the topic that I want to research in relation to that empire and that time period is the idea of interactions between cultures and cultural exchanges and cultural, social, and political change. So I have chosen to articulate my inquiry as: how did the expansion of the Mongol Empire between 1100 and 1368 lead to interactions between cultures using the Silk Road that led to cultural exchanges and cultural, social, and political change? So that is my larger inquiry question that the whole project is going to relate to. And then I thought about more specific questions that would help me to tease out the answer to the large question. So I came up with these questions. What was the Silk Road? How did the Mongol Empire expand? What kinds of exchanges between cultures happened during the Mongol Empire? And what kinds of cultural, social, and political changes happened during the time of the Mongol Empire? So these are the sub-questions or more specific questions under the larger umbrella of my big inquiry question. And I'm going to use these questions to help me find the information that I need to answer the larger inquiry question. So at this point in the research process, it is time, now that I've got some questions that I want to discover the answers to, it is time to actually look at some sources of information. So the first place to look would be books. So there are books in the library and there are also books online. So I am going to use the resource called Epic Books that my students have access to. And so I open it up, go to the home page, and I am going to search I'm just going to start with Mongol and see what pops up when I enter that as a search. And I can see that some things pop up, and one of the books that I managed to find looks like this. And another one that I think relates quite specifically to my inquiry question is this one about the Silk Road. So I'm going to choose this book, and I'm also going to see what else I can find. So I go to the SMS website, and I go to the student section. I find the link for the Library Learning Center, and then when I go to the website for that, I can find a link to the library catalog. And when I get into that, this is what the library catalog looks like. So I can search and find books in the SMS library that relate to this topic. So there are a couple of different ways to find books about your topic. You can also go to the Okanagan Regional Library and see if there are books related to your topic there. But now I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I am going to try the World Book Encyclopedia. So at school, you can log on to it using the link that I've shared with you. You can also get into it at home by using some information that's on the Library Resource Center website. But in any event, here is the World Book Encyclopedia page, and I'm using the student version. And so I'm going to plug in Mongol and see what pops up. And I found this article about the Mongol Empire. So now I have a couple of sources of information that I can use to start my process of finding the answers to my question. I am going to talk a little bit about the importance of recording the sources that you find your information from. And I'm going to use as an example the World Book Encyclopedia, and it has a really handy tool. If you click on the gear, you can find a citation. Now at this point, if I want to use this citation in my bibliography to give credit for this source of information, I can actually just I can select and copy one of these citations and then paste it into my bibliography. In fact, what we're going to do in terms of the gathering grid is I'm going to put this in the top row of the gathering grid in order to remind myself where I got the answers to my questions and the information that I found doing my research. So at the top of the gathering grid, in the section that is about the sources of information, I am going to put the citation for the World Book Encyclopedia article right there at the top of the middle column. In the left column, I've got the description of the Silk Road book that I found on Epic Books, and I've got the author's name, the name of the book, the year that it was published, and the name of the publisher. So these are important pieces of information that will help me to find these sources if I need to look back at them later on, or add them to your bibliography if you need to. Now comes the process of actually starting to read the sources of information and try to learn about the topic and find the answers to your questions. For instance, on this page in the Epic book about the Silk Road, I found some information about how the Mongol Empire managed to spread, so how it did its expansion, and that had to do with its military superiority and that kind of thing. So I found that information in this source of information, and now I am going to record some brief notes beside the question that information relates to, and underneath the citation or the description of the information resource at the top of the page. So I am making some point form notes. They don't have to be in complete sentences. As I continue to look at this source of information on another page, I find some information relating to the kinds of exchanges that were happening between cultures, in particular in relation to religion. And so I can now record some information answering that question, once again, underneath the description of the source of information that I am getting the answers to my questions from. Now I'm going to switch and I'm going to look at the World Book Encyclopedia article about the Mongol Empire, and I'm going to read through it and see if I can find some answers to my questions. And as I look down the page, I find some information that relates once again to how the Mongol Empire expanded. So I am going to record that information on my gathering grid. Once again, it's going to be beside the relevant question, and it's going to be underneath the source of information that I found the answers in. So that is the middle row of the place where I'm recording information. So it would be the third box to the right from the left, and it's underneath the description of the World Book Encyclopedia article. As I continue to read the World Book Encyclopedia article, I find some more information that relates to my next question, and I record my notes in relation to that question underneath the source of information and beside that other question. So as I continue to work, my gathering grid is going to be filled cell by cell, answering the questions that I generated and keeping track of where I got that information from. It's really important to have information from multiple sources, so you can see that even though the information I'm recording relates to the questions that I generated, I'm getting slightly different details from each of my sources of information, but at the same time, one way of telling if something is a reliable source of information is if it's consistent with other reliable sources of information. So the information I'm getting from the book about the Silk Road and from the World Book Encyclopedia page are consistent. So that is one factor that leads me to believe that these are reliable sources of information that I can trust. I am also going to share with you how to use databases that the school has access to. So you go to the Library Learning Center website and you go up to the top menu and you choose databases, and then you get into this page, and I'm going to choose the World Book Timelines database in order to get some information that might help me with learning about my topic. And so when I get into it, I can choose over on the left to try and find information under different categories. So I'm going to choose the category that will give me information about continents and regions. And so when I get into that, if I choose Asia, I can find information about Asian history. So I'm going to pick that, and when I select that, it gives me a number of different timelines that I can choose from. So I'm going to pick a timeline that matches the time period that I am trying to learn about. So I pick a timeline that fits with the time period that my research is in relation to. And when I do, it opens up this timeline, and I can find the Mongol Empire on this timeline. And if I click on it, it gives me some detailed information about the Mongol Empire. And so this is just one more tool that I can use to try to find information to help me do my research and answer my sub questions, which all together, along with my own analysis as I start to put the pieces together, will allow me to answer my inquiry question, which is what my research is all about.